Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah, and this video is a grocery haul and what's for dinner. Today is actually Easter Sunday. Happy Easter. We just got back from church and we ran to the grocery store after church. So I have been gone all week for work. I've actually been gone like 3 weeks for work out of the past month. So I feel like I'm just behind on everything. Normally I would have gone to the grocery store before now, I would have meal planned before now. I don't even have anything ready for Easter dinner. We got like some mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese, Bob Evans things for Easter because I haven't even had time to cook those. So we'll go through a little grocery haul for you right now, and then we'll get into the what's for dinner. So this week is really gonna be a lot of shelf cooking because, like I said, I am just running behind and I feel like it would be easier to try and use some of the things that I already have in the freezer for meals this week. So let's get going with the grocery haul and then we'll show you our dinners for the week as well. Let's start with the salad. So like I said, today is Easter and I got this family size Caesar salad packet to have with Easter dinner. Like I mentioned, I just feel like I'm behind on everything, and this Easter is gonna be just what's easiest, pre-made, because normally I would try and make all this stuff myself, but I'm just like, I'm out of time at this point. We got some bananas. We got some salmon fillets. These are the frozen ones. I'm gonna make dinners for 2 nights this week with the salmon. Got some coleslaw. I like to put just oil and vinegar on this with some salt and pepper and eat it like a salad. I like that a lot. Some green beans. We're gonna have this with one of our dinners this week. Some curly fries. Corey really wanted some fries and we saw these and thought they looked good, so we'll eat these with one of our dinners this week as well. Then we got 2 containers of blackberries, a container of strawberries, the mashed potatoes for Easter dinner, 2 containers of mac and cheese for Easter dinner, a container of cottage cheese for snacks and things like that, 2 containers of ground beef. I'm actually going to use these to make our lunches this week. And a package of rice cakes, the apple cinnamon ones. We like to eat these with peanut butter and honey. It's a really good snack because you've got the protein in there from the peanut butter, and the rice cake gives you a little bit of crunch. So if you need a little new snack to try out, that's a good one. And it's also like a good dessert as well because it's sweet. Then I got these 2 family-sized boxes of Fruity Pebbles because it is somebody's birthday this week and he loves the Rice Krispie treats from Sheets that are made with the Fruity Pebbles. It's Corey. So I'm gonna make those for him and I will show you guys that recipe as well. It'll be at the end of this video, so stick around for that. And then I got 2 things of mini marshmallows. Those are for those Rice Krispie treats as well. That's it for the grocery haul. Like I said, it's a small one this week, and I'm just gonna try and use things that I have around the house. So let's get to the what's for dinner. Tonight's dinner is a sheet pan, salmon, and green bean meal. So I got some frozen salmon from Walmart and some green beans, and I'm going to toss all of that in some olive oil on a sheet pan and put this Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning on top of all of it, the fish and the veggies, and just bake it in the oven at 375 for around 15 minutes, just until everything's done. Should be around 15 minutes. I'll update you if it's longer than that. That is it, and this is ready to go in the oven. You could not get any simpler than that. So easy, super healthy. Here they are after they came out of the oven. I wish you guys could smell it in here. It smells so good. It smells like Long John Silver's. I think it's the buttery steakhouse seasoning on the fish that smells so good. It smells great. These were probably in there probably about 17 minutes by the time I got back in here to get them out of the oven. And they honestly probably are going to be a little bit overcooked. So I would say 15 minutes if you've got the thin fillets like this should be just about right. Tonight for dinner, we are having garlic butter chicken tenders. So these chicken tenders were in our freezer. Our neighbors actually gave us those chicken tenders, so we need to use those up. So I'm gonna use those up. We have 2 huge zucchini from the last grocery haul that I still haven't used. So I'm gonna use those zucchini to make a side. And then I had some garlic cloves, like fresh garlic cloves in the fridge that I needed to use. So instead of the crushed garlic, I'm gonna not be lazy and actually crush the garlic myself, fresh garlic, so it should be good. For the chicken tenders, we're gonna follow the recipe. I'll link the recipe down below. The zucchini, I make this in the oven. I just mandolin the zucchini super thin on a sheet of aluminum foil, put some olive oil and marinara sauce on top of it, salt and pepper, mix that all together, and then bake it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. I'll leave those instructions down in the recipe in the description box below also, but that's how you do it. And there's not really a recipe, that's just how I like to make them. They're good with cheese on them too if you want to put cheese on it after they come out of the oven. I love this thing. This mandolin slicer, it slices your vegetables or whatever you're cutting with it super thin across this blade here, but it is so sharp. You can cut yourself so easily. So I will link, I got this one from Aldi, so I can't link the exact one, but I will link one that's similar down in the description box from Amazon. I love it, but it's pretty dangerous. So just be careful if you get one, because you can cut a finger off with this thing. Once you've got your butter and olive oil in the pan, you want to add your chicken strips in. So I have 1.5 pounds of chicken strips here. The recipe only calls for 1 pound, so I did 1.5 times everything that the recipe called for. But I'm gonna go ahead and lay them in the pan with the butter and the oil, and you're gonna let these cook for 3 minutes on each side and season them with salt, pepper, and paprika on each side after you flip them. You save the garlic and the Italian seasoning for later on in the recipe. gonna go ahead and crush up my garlic cloves while these cook on one side. So the recipe called for 4 garlic cloves. I'm using 6 because, again, 1.5 times the recipe for me. Time to flip these and then cook them and season them on the other side. After this side cooked, I ended up flipping them back over one more time just to get that other side a little more brown before I put the garlic and the last tablespoon of butter and the Italian seasoning in to finish. Once you get the garlic and the butter in, give everything a good stir, and then I added the Italian seasoning as well, stirred that around, and then the recipe tells you to add 2 tablespoons of water, deglaze the bottom of the pan. So I did that, and I just tried to scrape as much off the bottom of the pan that I could to really flavor up that sauce. Okay, the chicken is done at this point, so I turned the heat off and I am popping the zucchini packets into the oven at 375 degrees, and these ended up baking for about 25 minutes and they were perfect. These turned out really well. The sauce was really flavorful with all that garlic and the butter and the Italian seasoning in them, and the zucchini turned out just as good. The zucchini cooked this way are my favorite. I love them so much. It almost tastes like pasta to me. Because the zucchini is sliced so thin, it reminds me of like zoodles with the pasta sauce on it. And then I put cheese on mine, and so did Corey, and it was so good. I put mine in a bowl because the sauce is just a little bit runny and I like to have all of that contained. But you can see the cheese in here after I put it in there, and oh my gosh, it was so good. Definitely try the zucchini like this. You will not regret it. And the chicken tenders were really good too. We liked those as well. Here's Corey's plate. He put all of his together, and the sauce on those chicken tenders, yeah, you can see it on there. It was really good. This next dinner is not really a dinner, it's a treat. So it is Corey's birthday weekend. This weekend, he's gonna be 32, and he likes Rice Krispie treats a lot. He also likes the Fruity Pebble ones where you just sub in Fruity Pebbles for Rice Krispies. So I'm gonna make those. This is my first time making it with the Fruity Pebbles. I have a really good recipe for Rice Krispie treats that my friend Caroline gave me, but I've never tried to make it with the Fruity Pebbles before. So I'm just gonna literally sub in Fruity Pebbles instead of Rice Krispies, and we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out well. But I will link the recipe that she sent me in the description box below if you want to go look at that. I will also show you the recipe over in my recipe book. I wrote it down in my recipe book, and that tells you that it's a really good recipe because I took the time to write it in my recipe book so I could reference it because I make it a lot. So it's a really good one. Probably because it uses 1.5 sticks of butter, so that might be part of the reason it's so good. Then I'm filming a day in the life vlog, really a weekend in the life vlog this weekend, since we have a whole lot going on for Corey's birthday and a lot of fun stuff to show you. So that video will come out next, and if you want to see it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss it. Okay, let's get going on the Rice Krispies. Here is the recipe if you guys want to screenshot that, if it's easier for you than finding the link in the bottom. And if you can read my chicken scratch, my writing is terrible. I've got 1.5 sticks of butter melting in my Dutch oven. So it says the recipe says to melt this in a pot with a light bottom on it if you can, so that you can watch for the color when the color changes, because you're supposed to melt the butter until it gets to a golden brown color, and then take it off. So when it smells nutty and it's a golden brown color, you know that it's done. We're also gonna need 2 10-ounce bags of marshmallows, and you're gonna reserve 2 cups of these, set these to the side because you're gonna add them in at the end, and you're not gonna completely melt them, so you're left with like little pockets of marshmallow gooey in the middle. Oh, it's so good. Gonna need some vanilla. This is homemade vanilla that I made. Fruity Pebbles. Like I said, I'm using the Fruity Pebbles instead of Rice Krispies, but if you're using Rice Krispies, you'll just need 8.5 cups. This is 8.5 cups in this bowl. And then I've got a 9x13 pan here. I greased this aluminum foil, line it with aluminum foil, and then grease it with butter. This just makes it easier because you can pick up the edges out of the pan when you're done. You want to swirl this while it's cooking, just to make sure that the butter cooks evenly. This is just about the right color, golden brown, and it smells nutty. So now we took it off the heat. We're gonna add the marshmallows and the vanilla, except for the 2 cups of marshmallows that you reserved. Back on the heat, and now stir it with a wooden spoon until the marshmallows are completely melted. Okay. It's all melted now. So I'm gonna take it off the heat and add in the cereal. Okay, think we're good to go in the pan. It comes together, if you have all your stuff like laid out on the counter, all your ingredients laid out on the counter, it comes together really quickly. This maybe took me like 10 minutes to throw all of this together. Hey sweetie, will you come hold this pot for me? It's so heavy I can't hold it and pour it. Bring in the big guns to hold up the pot because it's so heavy I can't hold it and pour it. Ladies and gentlemen, the birthday boy.
Birthday boy.
Card says to use the butter wrappers to push this down, which you can do, but I think it's just easier to spray your fingers with some nonstick spray. I think that's gonna be about as even as it gets. And now we'll let this sit for an hour at room temperature and cool. Here's a better shot of the end product. Let this sit and cool. And then Corey will give it a taste test. That's it for this video. Thank you all so much for coming to hang out with me and making food with us this week. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more. Like I mentioned, I have that day in a life vlog coming out this week, so you don't want to miss all of Corey's birthday festivities. Thanks guys. See you in the next one. Bye.